Good afternoon, George Cavaligos for HFT Bonds. Interesting day. Boy, I hope you guys got my message. I don't think I was being very subtle in the chat room when I was highlighting, the trade around today's highs as the C equals A targets. There were a lot of big levels up at today's highs in the treasuries. Bonds hit the C equals A swings up off the low to the tick. The 10-year got very close. 14 in the bonds, 146.14 was the C equals A swing up off the lows. It was also very close to some fib retracements. It's also in the middle of that chart gap that we left between 146.23 down to 146.10. And now we're getting a little bit of a rejection in that area. I think it could turn into something on the downside here. The bonds, put those aside right now, the 10-year. Let me dive in there real quick. Like I said, 132.14 plus was the C equals A target. In the 10-year, we got up to 13. We filled the gap at 10 plus. I dove in here first thing this morning. The market already rallied. Never got a dip last night. I grabbed a small long at 08. Sold them at 10, I think. 10 plus? I don't remember. Got out real quick and was sitting there waiting. When the bonds traded 14, I started pounding it out in the chat room. This is big, guys. Get out of longs. Move stops up if you are long and you don't want to get out yet. 6:30 to 8:30 time window. The buyback was small today. It was, I think, less than $1 billion of 10-year notes. Tomorrow we have another bond buyback, so we got to keep that in mind here. But I'm more concerned with the potential reversal off of today's highs right now. I had a small short. I just covered in the 10-year against this 06 level. It's a possible C equals A up off the high today. If you look at a very short, let's say 30-minute chart, you could see the swing. 13 down to 7, back up to 12, down to 6 plus, or 6 would have been a perfect equal swings. Those C equals A are very common corrective patterns in Elliott wave analysis. The market's not bouncing. Actually, we're making new lows right now. We just went and traded 06 again in the 10-year. The bonds are trading 145.25. I'm looking to sell rallies here. I know we have a buyback tomorrow. Maybe if you don't want to put on a trade overnight, you look to sell into the buyback bounce tomorrow. I think we're going to see, the C equals A move off of last Friday's lows was an A wave. Was it last Friday's or 2 Fridays ago? 2 Fridays ago, the 143.17 low in the bonds and the 130.104 low in the 10-year? Yeah, 130.104 low in the 10-year. The move off of those lows went up in a C equals A pattern. I think that's just an A wave of a bigger corrective pattern. But we got to watch how the market comes off here now. I want to see how the market trades on the downside now. We didn't get a full-blown reversal day. The markets are still up on the close. The bonds were up, I think, 10, 15 area, and the notes were still up 5.5. But I think that's a sign of weakness that we did come off the highs as much as we did. I think the fact that we hit those C equals A targets and reversed is kind of important. We don't have a full-blown reversal, so I'm going to be very tentative and very careful putting shorts on here. I want to sell rallies, perhaps into the buyback. Didn't sleep good last night. I will be in bed early tonight. If we do bounce up to the levels that I just highlighted in the chat room, I'm looking around, 132.09 to 11 on the 10-year and 146.02 to 08 area on the bonds as a bounce. On the downside, 132.01 is a big target on the 10-year, and 146.15 is my first target on the downside in the bonds. I think we could go straight down to those levels and then bounce. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If we do bounce in the early evening session tonight against those levels that I just highlighted, I'm going to try and put some shorts back on and look to cover overnight. I think our friends in Asia may come in selling. Don't know about our friends in London, the hedge fund guys. They've been long. Market didn't give them any blatant sell signals. They may come in buying again tomorrow morning in front of the buyback. It's tomorrow Wednesday. Fed's buying bonds again tomorrow. So we could see a bit of a bounce. We're not getting as much of a bounce with QE4 as we were getting with Operation Twist. I think because the Fed is buying every day, so they're buying smaller amounts every day, and we're not getting as much of a bounce on the upticks into the buyback as we were previously. Something to keep in mind. Okay, game plan. Going forward here, if this is a B wave, a bigger kind of B wave, or we did A up, we're going to do B down, then we're going to do another C up as we go through this big corrective pattern here, which is what I think we're doing. B waves often will retrace 61% of the previous rally. 61% of the previous rally in the bonds is 144.22. I sent that chart out to the subscribers with those levels, the fib levels of this recent rally highlighted. I think those are going to be kind of key. I want to look at a couple other things. The uptrend lines off of the A and B, the minor A and B wave lows, those are going to be important support levels too. On the 10-year, if we look at today, that support trend line comes in at 131.18.5. And on the bonds, that support trend line comes in, ding, 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 144.21, right at the 618 retracement. I didn't run the fib retracements on the 10-year yet. I'll do that later. I'm beat. Like I said, I was up, couldn't sleep last night. A lot of stuff going on. Nothing bad, but just annoying. So I got to get some rest tonight. Tomorrow could be a big day. A lot of data. More nonsense with the fiscal cliff. I'm sorry, not the fiscal cliff. The debt ceiling, yakking back and forth. You know what's going to happen? They're going to push the thing till the last minute, and then they're going to fix it. Kick the can down the road. They won't fix it. They'll just, do some kind of band-aid, some minor patches here and there, and then it'll be done and over with. Okay, that's it. My rant is done. Have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember I talked about gold the other day and how the sell-off in the Swiss is very important for us gold bulls. I grabbed some more of that GDXJ again. Boy, I've been sitting with some bad positions there. I just added to it. I think what is going on here, did you see some of the Fed commentary today? Fed's Coacher Lakota, one of the doves on the Fed FOMC committee, said that we shouldn't stop QE when unemployment gets to 6.5. We should keep doing QE until unemployment gets to 5.5. Please show me a correlation between QE and any movements in employment. I can't find it. All it's done is boost stock prices. Hasn't done anything for the job market. The job market takes the guys in Congress and the guys in the White House to sit down together, put their heads together and say, okay, these are the problems with our job market. Whether it's education, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's money going in the wrong places to these green things that don't work and go bankrupt, when it should be going to things like nanotechnology and biotechnology and robotics, things that actually do something and are advancing our civilization. Nah, we're not going to do that. But that's me. That's my idea. Threw my 2 cents in. All right, I've already gone too long. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Come on. If you guys are, there's a lot more people watching these videos than are coming into our chat room. Why don't you come into the chat room, give us a try, join the community. I promise I don't rant like this all day long. I just do in these videos. During the day we're talking about markets, we're talking about trade ideas, we're talking about wave counts. Come on in, join the club. We'd love to have you. Have a great night.